They told me I was the last survivor, the only human left after the world ended. For months, I believed it. I walked through empty streets, silent cities, and broken homes, all alone. But lately, I've started seeing things, shadows moving, doors closing on their own, and footsteps that are not mine. I think someone, or something, is out there. And if I'm right, I was never the last survivor. The story starts after a huge disaster that destroyed everything. The narrator explains how life used to be normal before it all ended. There were cities full of people, lights, and noise everywhere. But now everything is silent. The streets are empty, buildings are broken, and nature is slowly taking over. The narrator tells us they survived something terrible, maybe a war, a deadly virus, or something unknown. Everyone they knew is gone. No family, no friends, no voices, just silence. They were told by a radio message that they are the last human alive. At first, they believed it. It sounded true because, for weeks, they searched everywhere and found no one. They describe what the world looks like now: cars left in the middle of the road, doors open in houses, and broken glass everywhere. The air feels heavy and cold. There are no birds singing, no dogs barking, no sound of life. Everything is dead. The narrator explains how hard it was in the beginning. The fear of being alone, the sadness of losing everyone. They cried for days, but then accepted reality. They decided to stay strong because they thought, if I am the last human, I have to survive. So, they started finding food, clean water, and safe places to sleep. They became used to the silence. Sometimes, they even liked it. But deep inside, they wished for one thing: someone else. Just one person to talk to. But they believed that was impossible because they were told they are the last survivor. The narrator talks about what it feels like to live alone in an empty world. Every day is the same: wake up, search for food, find water, and try to stay safe. There is no electricity, no internet, no phones. The only sound is the wind blowing through empty streets. They have made a small shelter in an abandoned house. They keep everything organized: canned food, bottles of water, a few clothes, and a flashlight. Nights are the hardest. The world is completely dark and silent. Sometimes, they sit in a corner with a candle just to feel less lonely. They explain how the silence feels heavy, like the whole world is watching them. They talk to themselves sometimes, just to hear a voice. At first, it felt crazy, but now it feels normal. They tell us about their daily routine. In the morning, they go outside to search for supplies. They walk through empty stores, abandoned cars, and broken buildings. Sometimes, they find old photographs of families. This makes them sad because it reminds them of what life used to be. At night, they write in a small notebook. They write about their thoughts, their memories, and their fears. They do this because they're afraid of forgetting what it feels like to be human. They remember the day they heard the last radio message. A voice said, "If you are hearing this, you are the last survivor. Stay where you are. Help will never come." Those words still echo in their mind. They believed it for so long. They tried to stay strong because they thought they were the only one left. But deep inside, they sometimes feel something strange, like someone is watching them. They shake the feeling off and tell themselves it's just loneliness. But is it? One day, the narrator goes out to find food and water like always. But something feels different. The air feels heavier, and the silence is not the same. They walk down a street and notice something unusual, fresh footprints in the dirt. At first, they freeze. Their heart starts beating fast. They think, this can't be real. I'm the last one. There's no one else. They try to convince themselves that the footprints are old, maybe from an animal. But deep inside, they know the truth. These are human footprints, and they look recent. The narrator follows the tracks for a while, but they stop suddenly near an old building. They look around, but there's nothing. Just broken windows and empty rooms. They tell themselves to forget about it and go back home. That night, they can't sleep. Their mind keeps thinking about those footprints. If someone else is alive, why haven't they shown themselves? Are they hiding? Or watching? The next day, they go out again and find another strange sign, a half-eaten can of food on the ground. It's fresh, not old. Someone has been here recently. The narrator feels a mix of emotions, hope and fear. Hope, because maybe they are not alone. Fear, because what if this person is dangerous? Later, as they walk back, they see smoke in the distance. Someone has made a fire. They want to go and see, but something stops them. Something inside whispers, don't. From that day, everything changes. They no longer feel alone in a good way. They feel hunted. Every sound makes them jump. Every shadow looks alive. They start asking themselves, who is out there? And why haven't they come to me yet? The narrator starts feeling very nervous after the strange signs. Every little sound makes them turn around. The world was silent before, but now it feels alive. At night, they hear noises outside their shelter, soft footsteps on the broken street, the sound of something moving slowly. One night, while sitting in the dark, they hear something scratching on the wall outside. The sound is so faint, but it is real. They hold their breath and listen. Then, silence. They convince themselves it was just an animal or maybe the wind. But deep down, they know it wasn't. The next day, they decide to check the outside. Everything looks normal. But then they notice something shocking. The door has a new mark on it. A long scratch, as if someone dragged a sharp object across it. From that moment, they know for sure they are not alone. That night, they can't sleep. Around midnight, they hear whispers. At first, they think it's in their head, but then they hear it again, a soft voice saying something they can't understand. The whispers move closer, then stop. The narrator grabs a flashlight and carefully opens the door. The street is empty. They shine the light everywhere. Nothing. Then, as they turn to go back inside, they see it, a shadow moving at the end of the street. A human shape. Tall and thin. Just standing there. They freeze. Their heart pounds so hard it hurts. They whisper to themselves, someone is really there. But when they blink, the shadow is gone. The street is empty again. They shut the door, lock it, and sit in the dark, shaking. For the first time, they feel true fear. If someone else is alive, why are they hiding? And why are they watching in the dark? The narrator wakes up the next morning feeling exhausted after a night of fear. They try to tell themselves that the shadow was just their imagination, but deep down, they know it was real. Something is out there. Later that day, they go out to find food. They keep looking over their shoulder every few seconds, afraid they might see that shadow again. The streets feel different now, more dangerous, more alive. When they come back to their shelter, their heart nearly stops. Something is written on the wall near their door. Words written in black paint or maybe something darker. The message says, "You are not alone." The narrator drops everything they are holding. Their hands start shaking. Who wrote this? When? They were gone for only a few hours. That means someone was here at their door. They run inside and lock the door. Their mind races. The message could mean two things. Maybe someone wants to help them, or maybe it's a warning. They spend the entire night sitting in a corner, holding a weapon, a metal pipe they found days ago. They keep staring at the door, waiting for it to open. Every sound outside makes them flinch. Hours pass in silence. Then, just when they start to feel a little calm, they hear 3 knocks on the door. Slow, soft, like someone is teasing them. They don't move. They don't breathe. After a few seconds, the knocking stops. They wait for hours, but there are no more sounds. When morning comes, they look outside. There's nothing there. The message is still on the wall. But next to it, there's something new. A small piece of paper with another message. Stop searching. The narrator's blood runs cold. Who is leaving these messages? And why don't they want to be found? The narrator is no longer calm. The messages prove that someone or something is out there, watching every move. They keep asking themselves, why didn't they come to me? Why are they leaving messages instead of talking? For 2 days, they stay inside, afraid to leave. But food is running out and they have no choice. They take a deep breath and decide to go outside. The streets are empty like before, but the narrator feels it, eyes on their back, footsteps that stop when they stop. They start walking faster, looking behind them again and again. Then they see something that makes their heart stop. At the end of the street, there's a figure standing still. The same tall, thin shadow they saw before. This time, it's closer. The narrator shouts, "Who are you? What do you want?" But the figure doesn't answer. It just tilts its head slowly, unnaturally. Then it turns and walks away into an old building. The narrator hesitates, then follows. The building is dark and broken. They step inside, calling out again, "Hello? Please. I'm not here to hurt you." The air inside feels wrong, cold, and heavy. As they go deeper, they find something shocking. The walls are covered in words. The same words as before. You are not alone and stop searching. Over and over, written in black. Then they hear it breathing. Slow, deep breathing coming from the shadows. The figure steps out. The narrator sees its face for the first time, and it's not normal. Its skin is pale, stretched too tight, its eyes black and empty. Its smile is wide, too wide for a human. The narrator realizes something terrifying. This is not a person. It used to be, but not anymore. They back away slowly, heart pounding, as the creature whispers the same words. Stop searching. The narrator stands frozen, staring at the creature in the shadows. Their whole body feels cold. This thing was once human. Maybe it survived the disaster, but something changed it, something terrible. The creature takes a step forward. Its bones crack as it moves, and its head tilts unnaturally to the side. It whispers again, "Stop searching." The voice is broken, like many voices speaking at once. The narrator turns and runs. They sprint through the broken building, out into the street, and don't look back. Their heart is pounding so hard it feels like it will burst. But then, they hear it. Footsteps. Not just one pair, many. From every direction. They glance behind and see shadows moving between the buildings. Tall, thin shapes, all watching, all following. The narrator runs faster, gasping for breath. They reach their shelter and slam the door shut. Their hands are shaking as they lock it. They back into a corner, holding the metal pipe, listening. Outside, there is silence at first. Then, whispers. Many whispers, all around the house. They hear soft knocks on the walls, the windows, the door. The whispers grow louder, all saying the same thing. You are not alone. Tears stream down the narrator's face. They finally understand the truth. They were never alone. These things have been here all along, hiding in the dark, watching. And now, they know where the narrator lives. The last sound is the door creaking slowly, even though it's locked. The narrator drops the pipe and whispers, "Please, no." The story ends with the door opening and darkness swallowing everything. If you like our video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.